Welcome to the popular beach town of Sayulita. Located in the Riviera Nayarit, about 45 minutes north of Puerto Vallarta, on Mexico's west coast, Sayulita is a beautiful pueblo mágico that is the perfect place for beginner surfers looking for calm waves to learn. It's home to restaurants, a great nightlife scene, and tons of boutique hotels and beachfront Airbnbs. It has become increasingly popular in the last 3 or 4 years as more digital nomads and remote workers spend months at a time here. As a result, it has also become significantly more expensive than the last time I was here back in 2021. Good morning from Sayulita. It took a little while, but we found a little parking spot here in the sun. And now we're gonna explore. I've been here once before and I fell in love with it, but now I'm back during high season. The weather is perfect and I'm excited to explore, see what's changed, and head to the beach as well. So let's go. We arrived at around 11 a.m. and spent about 10 or 15 minutes on the hunt for parking. There is paid parking near the beach, but otherwise street parking is still free if you can find it. From where we parked, we were able to walk through the souvenir market that runs along the street just behind the beach, Avenida del Palmar. I couldn't help but noticing not only how many more cars there were on the road on this trip, but also how many people were riding golf carts around. There are tons of golf cart rental companies scattered all over town, and most people seem to be using them to get to and from the beaches. Lots of people means that most of the ATMs were either out of order or out of money, so be sure to bring pesos in cash if you're coming as a day trip from Puerto Vallarta. Despite the crowds, despite the traffic and the lack of parking, I still understand why people come to this little beach town. It's beautiful, there's no denying it, and the beach here is stunning. We even saw whales breaching and playing in the ocean right from the shore of the main beach. And the food scene in Sayulita should not be missed. Bougie acai bowl places sit beside locally run seafood taco restaurants. There's craft beer and some of the best pastor tacos you can get outside of Mexico City. It's a mixture of all of the best foods in Mexico, as well as plenty of foods that you're probably more familiar with, at a roughly the same price that you pay at home. But these places have a few more furry friends to share your food with. Another beautiful day at the beach. Sayulita is definitely busy, way busier than any of the other beach towns we've been in Riviera Nayarit. I know it's the week between Christmas and New Year, which is one of the busiest of the year. But when you compare it to San Pancho or Lo de Marcos, I know which one I'd rather spend the day at. And it's probably not Sayulita. I'm so torn about my feelings about Sayulita. The first time I went there, it was October, a couple of years ago. It was much quieter. I went with a group of blogging friends, so we were there having a really good time, letting loose, enjoying the nightlife scene there. And when I went back this time, it was Christmas week, and it's so much busier. I went with Luke, so we were there just for the day to enjoy walking around and seeing the town, and we drove there, which I do not recommend doing, especially during that week. The town is so full of cars. People can drive right through the center of the town, which is crazy. Everyone who isn't driving a car is driving a golf cart. So it wasn't as peaceful as, say, a day out in San Pancho or Lo de Marcos, of course, which are much smaller, but also just much sleepier. They don't have the pizzazz, the Pueblo Mágico title. They don't have all of the Instagram famous papel picado blowing on the streets, but I still understand why people love it. And I do think outside of these really super busy times, it's probably also still an awesome time to go, but it was just so overwhelming. The restaurants were packed, the streets were packed with cars, people were like sitting at tables outside of restaurants, and like cars are idling past, it stinks. Like, it's just not what I was looking for in this particular vacation, but I still would give it another chance in a quieter time. The surfing there is great for beginners. It's still such a beautiful town. It has great stuff. If you're coming to Mexico for like maybe one of your first trips, I completely understand as well why Sayulita is such a good segue into exploring Mexico. It's affordable, it's colorful, it's beautiful, but there's also still a lot of English spoken. There's a lot of food there that's catering to the healthier, lifestyle conscious. There's yoga. Yeah, it's its own place. And I would definitely still check it out again. I hope you enjoyed exploring it with me this time. If you have any opinions about Sayulita and you've been there before, I'd love to know what you think about it, what your experience has been there. So let me know in the comments below. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Stay tuned for next week's video, the finale of my vlogs from this trip through the Riviera Nayarit, where I have saved the best for last. A tiny town you don't want to miss.